Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I am Starco Gaming and we are back with another Dragon Champion video, guys. If you are level 15 or below, make sure to use the promo code the Starco to get a free starter pack. To do so, it is pretty simple. You go in the settings, use the promo code, then you enter the code the Starco, STARKO. You press OK, and you will receive a free starter pack. And hopefully, you guys will enjoy the goodies. So, guys, they're going to be jumping into a Gear 12 challenge for Kiana, and we're going to be taking a look at the teams we're going to be using for those Gear 12 challenges. Now, the heroes that are required for those Gear 12 challenges are the following, guys. We're going to go in there and take a quick look. So for challenge number 1, the required hero is Soyuz. So this is actually a pretty easy challenge number 1, and that's actually the team we're going to be using here for challenge number 1, guys. Soyuz lead with Talon, Titania, Buff, and Kiana. And then for challenge number 2, the required hero is Telias, as you can see here. So the team we're going to be using for challenge number 2 is going to be pretty simple. That is going to be the following team. Although we could definitely swap Boardwin and Zeppy. They did not do a very good job on that challenge. But overall, the team we're going to be using is Kiana, Boardwin, Zeppy, Garrett, and Telias for this challenge, guys. And challenge number 2 was actually quite easy. Challenge number 1 was actually quite difficult, as you're going to see into the gameplay section. Now, challenge number 2, guys, you're gonna have to kill Garrett as soon as possible on the opponent team to actually be able to do something, you know, so you don't get annoyed by him, pretty much. So that's gonna be the priority. After that, you kill whatever you want in which order you want, since you're not bringing defender or healer. That makes things very, very easy. And challenge number 1, you just want to debuff with buff Kiana as soon as possible, so you can actually not take damage from her, and that's going to be the key. But I had to do 2 tries on challenge number 1 because Kiana hit like a freaking truck in challenge number 1, guys. But anyway, let's jump in here. Let's take a look at the heroes going to be using. The build, those builds are not optimal, guys. Yes, we do have them at gear 11, ability 7, and we have good artifact on them, but we do not have good the best runes here. You can see the rune setup here, maximum runes level we are using on those Gear 12 challenges are rune 5 stars rune, 5 Dutch runes. We don't want to go higher. And you can see all the characters are at Gear 11 without any gear equip into them to actually show that it is possible to get it done with Gear 11 characters. But if you do have Gear 12 characters, it's going to be a lot freaking easier. That's for sure. You're going to have a lot more HP and shield, which is going to be a huge difference, obviously. So the build we do have on Talon first, it's pretty simple. We have 4 critical damage runes, 2 critical chance runes. We're trying to get that critical chance around 70% as much as possible. Speed, 230 speed is not bad, but we have very, very low potential on there, so our debuff are not going to be happening here. Technically, for those challenges, well, actually better to go potency build on talent, so you can actually, you know, apply that ability block, that daze, and all that, which is quite useful against those Gear 12 challenge. Artifact we are running with a critical damage artifact, which we should not be running with for this Gear 12 challenge. But I did not spend any time switching artifact around for those Gear 12 challenge. Next character on the list, we have Buff. Buff is going to be built for potency, so we can actually apply those debuff as much as possible. You can see potency setup on the runes, only 4 stars rune on him, so a very basic build, a good potency artifact. Though we have in that 219 speed and 114% potency, which is going to get the job done. Next characters we have is Kiana. Kiana is going to be your main DPS on your team. She's going to be the one that's going to be doing the most DPS. Yeah, she is pretty good. We have her at 4 critical damage and 2 critical chance runes. We have critical damage artifact. Here you can see the stats: 51.75% critical chance, 262.25% critical damage, which is pretty solid. And we have her at 208 speed, which is actually quite low, but she makes up in damage, don't worry, guys. Artifact is critical damage artifact, obviously. Next characters we have is Soyuz. Soyuz is about speed and a little bit of tenacity if you have some around. Artifact is tenacity artifact. This is a terrible artifact. It's better to have damage percentage with tenacity percentage, but that's what I had on the dude. We did not change anything. Here it's really about the speed on this dude, 248 speed, and we do have great amount of tenacity. See here, 113% tenacity, which definitely helps a lot. Also, guys, on the test server, we don't have any blessing on those characters, so if you have blessing on your race, you are gonna have a much easier time too, which is kind of why we run with the better artifact than most people have on the live server. That kind of make up for the lack of blessings. Next characters we have is Garrett. Garrett's going to be built for potency, so he can actually apply his debuff from his second skill and his blind for from the third skill, you know, on Demon, which is going to be very, very important. Potency artifact, potency runes. You want him to have a decent speed. His speed is terrible on the test server right now. 220 without speed runes will actually be what we want. We have him at 143% potency. Anything over 100% potency will do the job here. We could technically replace 4 potency runes and just put 4 speed runes here, and that will actually do the job. But that is the build we had on him. The next characters is Titania. Titania is going to be built full tenacity. We want her to survive as much as possible. We do have critical chance on her. Not that it matters that much, but yeah, also it's just because we have 36% tenacity with a critical chance on this artifact. If we look at the stats here, you can see here tenacity 147%, 160 speed, and 64% critical chance. But what's really important is to not hit my mic like that, but also to get her tenacity as high as possible. That's pretty much all that matters on her. Next characters we have here is Telias. Telias at gear 13 is actually pretty solid, but gear 11 is pretty lame, to be honest. We will not be seeing a lot of damage from him into this video, but we still have him. And here you can see artifact, critical damage, runes, critical chance, and critical damage. You want to bring his critical chance as close as 70% as possible, and then it's critical damage 228%, the speed 217 speed, which is pretty good. We try to always get around 220 speed normally, so 217 speed is actually pretty solid. And next two characters we have Zeppy and Boardwin. Their build is pretty basic: critical chance, critical damage. At least for Zeppy, want to get her critical chance as high as possible, but with this setup it is pretty terrible. 56% critical chance is going to be able to see here, and 237 critical damage. Nothing to really be crazy. Or speed is basic at 215, and her potency is a little bit too low at 87%. So not the best build for her, but that's the build we had when we had her at gear 13 to actually be able to have pretty much max critical chance. So that kind of hurt a little bit here. And then Boardwin, we want him to be as fast as possible and to have great potency, so he can actually apply his armor down and damage decrease, which is very important. So we have him with potency artifact. We have him in 4 speed and 2 potency runes. The stats pretty much are where that matters: 254 speed and 127% potency, and that's what gets the job done here, guys. Those are the 9 characters I'm going to be using into the Gear 12 challenge, guys. Next, I'm going to be jumping into the gameplay section. Challenge number 1 first. Challenge number 2, you're going to be able to see how we got this done. It's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. Anybody can get it done. Just got to build proper characters, guys. And like I said, Zeppy Boardwin can be swapped with any damage dealer that will meet the requirement of the challenge. So, guys, next we're jumping into the gameplay section. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of my amazing community. I want to wish you all a very happy new year filled with joy, love, and happiness. And hopefully I get to see you guys again in the next video. Thank you.